Okay, so expanding single brackets then. I've put intermediate, but it is in the foundation tier specification as well. So to expand a single bracket, we need a bracket. And all it will say is expand. Okay, so I'm going to expand 2, open bracket, a plus 3. Now, what we need to do, everything that's outside the bracket, we need to multiply by what's inside the bracket, but we do it in different stages. Okay, so we have to multiply everything outside the bracket by what is inside. Now, in order to multiply these, it might be worth having a look at the video then about simplifying expressions, okay? Because in there, I talk about multiplying the terms. So if these parts don't quite make sense, have a look back at that, it should help you. So multiply everything outside the bracket by what is inside. Now, I like to draw arrows for these, okay? Just to show what I'm multiplying. I'm going to times these together. 2 times a is 2a. Remember, there's an imaginary times sign there. You just pop them together. Plus symbol. Because this is positive, I've got a positive times a positive, which is a positive. And then I've got 2 times 3 is 6. And that's it. We've expanded a single bracket. I can't put these together because I have an A's and then I've got 2 A's and then I've got a 6. Okay, they are different. Okay, they're not like terms. If it was a 6a, I could put them together to make 8a, but as they're separate, I've got to keep them separate. So then if I had 3 and then x minus 4, 3 times x is 3x, plus and a minus makes a minus, 3 times 4 is 12, just like that. However, I may have things with letters in them, with more than one letter. Exactly the same. Let's multiply. A times B. Well, A times B would be AB, because as we've done here, we just stuck them together, and we know that's the shortcut for multiplying by using that little maths code that we have. Stuck together means times. Positive and a positive makes a positive. A times 3 is 3a. Now, I've mentioned a couple of times now about a positive times a positive. Okay, now, yes, there's no positive symbol in front of it, but we know by itself it is a positive number. Like, I'm 32 years old. I don't say I'm positive 32. I just say 32. So remember, there's that imaginary positive symbol there for you as well. So that's when we've got different letters. How about if I had the same letter then? If I had x and then x plus y. Now it looks a bit more complicated. However, x times x is x squared, times a number by itself is squared. Plus and a plus makes a plus. X times y would be xy. Remember, your x's are 2 c's back to back. Otherwise, it would be a times sign. So these are expanding single brackets. We now get the chance to incorporate that rules of indices. Again, there's another video there. Have a sneaky peek at that then, where we can use that skill within these sort of questions here. So if I had 2a squared, open bracket, 3a to the 4 plus 4y cubed. Now that looks really, really difficult. However, step by step, using the knowledge of laws of indices, or rules of indices, we can tackle this problem. Everything outside, you have to multiply by what's inside. 2 times 3 is 6. A squared times a to the power of 4 would be a to the power of 6. Because remember, when we multiply we multiply the expression, we need to add the powers. Plus symbol. We're now going to do 2a squared multiplied by 4y cubed. Wow, that sounds difficult. However, 2 times 4 is 8. Now, a squared times y cubed, they can't combine. They're completely separate. Therefore, we just stick them next to each other. Because we multiply, remember, they stick together. So, to expand the bracket, we have 6a to the power 6 plus 8a squared y cubed. So they are just combining two skills together. How about if we had a negative number at the start? So if I had minus 3, open bracket, 4 plus y. Again, we need to multiply everything that's outside by what's inside. Right, minus 3 times 4. Minus and a plus makes a minus. 3 times 4 is 12. Minus and a plus, when you multiply them, minus times a positive would be a negative, and then 3 times y is 3y. Or minus 3 times y is minus 3y. So with these symbols then, with these operations, if we had a positive multiplied by a positive, our answer would be positive. If we had a positive and a negative, we would then give a negative answer. If we had a negative first and then a positive, this would create a negative answer. And then if we had two negatives, that then creates a positive value. So you can see here, when the symbols are the same, they're positive, and when they're different, they're negative. Now there are a variety of different ways of learning these and establishing the different rules. However, I think of someone with their eyes open and eyes closed. He or she is positive because that person is fully awake, eyes are wide open. This person's positive because they are fully asleep, okay? And we're all happy when we're sleeping. Here, he's half asleep, okay? Half asleep, so he's negative, okay? He's in a negative mindset, he's half asleep. And this one as well, he's half asleep, so he's negative. Now, I call these the Teletubby method. So as you can see, obviously things on top of their heads as well. So fully awake, positive, fully asleep, positive, half asleep, negative. So just to recap, to expand a single bracket, we have to multiply everything outside the bracket by what is inside. I use my arrows to help me. As you can see, use different colour pens. It helps me. Hopefully it'll help you. When we have positive and negative symbols, don't forget your Teletubbies. Hope it helps.